let me just go ahead and introduce these people.
Yes.
Creativity and production is my life. Marcus Gordon says, growing up and living in the city of Philadelphia as a professional creative has brought me so much fulfillment. As a passionate and motivated professional, I'm constantly striving to improve my techniques and expand my skill and find new opportunities to grow. So let me just listen. I'm just gonna come over here because we're gonna have a good conversation. Y'all don't know why we laughing.
Oh.
This is this conversation right here. Let me just tell you what happened.
Yes.
Welcome to the source, y'all. So thank you for your patience. When I met you out at the art museum, I then went live. I was doing live events, and so when I'm doing live events, I can't do interviews, right?
Yeah.
But I was so excited to talk to you.
Yes.
So these two beautiful people. I am at the art museum some weeks ago, and you know, Marvel being Marvel.
Marvel.
I jumped up on one of the things and I'm taking pictures, and I think it's you, Marcus, right?
Yes.
That says, "Give me that camera." And child, when Marcus got finished, Marvel was striking a pose. I was
Hit
voguing.
that pose, mother. Hit that pose.
And so I said, "Tell me about yourselves." And they told me a story that made me fall clean over. I said, "Please reach out to my producer." This is how we meet people in this city, right? It's not always about the muckety-mucks, but the folks who make the city what it is.
Yeah.
So introduce yourselves and tell folks what is it that you're doing right now. Hi, sis. How you doing?
Beautiful. How you doing, love?
You want to go ahead and go first, ladies first?
Oh, thank you. So my name is Vandal. I am a female film director here in Philadelphia. Marcus G has the courage to help, let me take charge and be a major part of the team of the M.N.G studios. I am here to make sure that people feel welcomed and unison and harmonized in a way where we don't have to look at color. And it's about character, because there's a difference between personality and character. So.
Come on, there's a difference between personality and character.
Yes,
you're absolutely right. All right, Marcus, introduce yourself and then let's get into this, shall we?
Hello, world. My name is Marcus G. Marcus Gordon, formerly. I own a company called M.N.G Studios. It's a production company here in Philadelphia. I've been going now for about 14 years. It's been a wild ride. I have music under my belt, marketing, PR work, publication work. It's a lot. I've been doing a lot of things, but to be quite honest with you, it feels so good to now be able to say that I have a team that I can work with, of people that I can trust. And the reason why I'm so happy that I found Vandal at Art Institute, was it?
Yeah,
we became friends in college. And she did some traveling, and she finally came back, and I said, well, I'm working on my second film, Heavy as the Crown 2, which is a music video production of like 6 or 7 music videos put into a form of a film.
Yes.
And I put it out every year on my birthday. This year it comes out November 26th.
Okay.
And
Black Friday.
I chose Vandal because it's something about powerful women in production. Like even for yourself, I love females that are strong in the media field. Because it takes power, and it's such a male-driven field. But when you have smart women who come in and they
stop right there, Marcus.
Oh.
You want to talk a male-driven field, and there are women in this industry who are killing it. Do you hear me? Doing their research, doing the work, doing top-notch work, and then they look around and go, "Well, wait a minute."
Right.
So male driven. You're absolutely right. And thank you for noticing that.
Oh my goodness, I love it. I love it.
So tell me about this project that you're working on. First of all, let me stop here. How long did it take you, because you've been at this for 14 years, how long did it take you to get a team together?
To be honest with you, mother, I've had several teams, but I'll tell you what. And you know what? When you got the right one, when you're with the right team, everything works. And everything that I've done so far with Vandal, it's always been magic, including meeting yourself. Like, it's everything, every time we go out to shoot or film, it's always something beautiful happens, something magical happens, something, you know.
Because her energy is right.
It's the energy.
So when we walked up, when Margaret and I walked up, she didn't look and say, oh my God, you're in my shot. She was like, hey queens. You know, her energy is right. So when your energy is right, people walk away from you feeling like, yeah, something right about this here. So when we turned around, because we were doing our craziness up at the when we turned around and came back, you embraced us. I felt like I had known you my whole life. And so, Vandal, let me tell you this. What you bring to this team is necessary and needed. So never shift, because when I always say, when your energy is stank, you know it's stank.
Yes, absolutely.
Ones where, don't you know who I am? Make way for me because I'm coming through. My air is too rare for you to breathe. When your energy is that, you will attract people who are looking to find something to grovel at and worship. But when you have the right kind of energy, you will attract all kinds of people around you. Right? Who will want to see you thrive and grow. Yes. So, Marcus, let me share this with you.
Yes.
Most businesses go through a metamorphosis 5 to 7 times before they really start to do what they need to do. You're in your 14th year. Right? And sometimes the team doesn't, you think the team might be right in that moment. The moment. But as you grow, that team, you outgrow that team. Now, there will come a point where you will find a group of people that will be your team that will stay with you no matter what.
Absolutely.
So you want to pray that the team that you have now, because I loved everybody that I was like, ooh,
this is the team. I'm not looking back. I'm not turning back. I'm happy. I'm satisfied. I'm grateful.
Yes.
It's so good.
Yeah. So tell me about this piece that you're doing about the move bombing and the family members. Tell me about that.
I'll let Vandal take the reins.
Okay. So years ago, my stepmother, shout out to Rena Hall, she's a librarian and she was a researcher at the Community College of the Art Institute of Philadelphia, and I was working on a project at the Art Institute, and basically she brought up the move bombing, and I was so infuriated that I didn't know about this. I'm like, why don't more people know about this? It really upset me.
Absolutely.
So, after I graduated from the Art Institute of Philadelphia, I moved to New York. I studied acting. I met my boyfriend Jadiel. Hi, Jadiel. We moved to Hawaii and got our, our photography and graphic design business. And then I came back out here to Philadelphia and met Marcus, and everything just started popping off, because what happened? The move bombing, the remains were found at the Penn Museum.
Right.
It just struck another fire in me. I'm like, this is the time, this is the moment, this is now. And not just now, just 14 hours ago, Thomas Farley, the health commissioner, was announced he got a head position in Washington.
In Washington, D.C. Yeah. I put that on my page. I said, I saw it because for some reason, and let me tell you, okay, so full transparency. I interviewed him, right? Let Marvel just tell you how that did not go well.
Marvel, give us the juice.
Because Marvel said to him, sir, we were talking about the vaccines and the rollouts and what that may mean for black people and how we are not trusting because of our history with doctors even today in the field.
Yeah.
And that man, I guess he didn't research Marvel. Because that man then said, oh, well, I can't believe it could be so many doctors. It could only be a marginal few. I looked at him and I said, sir, you can never come back on this show for me to talk to you because you clearly don't know what you're talking about. And B, you were dismissive. So if you're dismissive on the air like this, what is going on behind the scenes? Well, so said, so done, right? It all started coming out of the wash, the rinse, and the dry. Right?
Exactly.
And so for him to lose his job in Philadelphia, and then when I was doing my research, there's a whole lot of stuff about him in New York and how he left from New York and came to Philadelphia, and then they took him in Washington, D.C. See what I'm saying? So nothing has changed except the position. So I want to see what happens there. We'll keep an eye on it. It is. Meanwhile, we're held to such higher standards, and we're the ones who are losing our lives on a consistent basis. houses.
Absolutely.
Right. And this is why we need people to remember what happened here. So not only are we incorporating Marcus G's, music about being a warrior and being strong and having strength, because it's a mental thing. When they talk about move, they're talking about being a revolutionary. That means changing the things inside of you that make you not want to hurt somebody, that make you not want to do certain things that people say you do, because we're not savages. We're here to have peace and clarity and harmony. So that's what we want to bring attention. That's what we want people to remember.
So tell me about this piece that you're doing. How long is it's going to be production? When are you going to push it out? Like, what's that look like?
Okay, you want to go ahead and say it?
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to release a music video / documentary about the move bombing and the victims on Christmas. It's going to drop on 8 p.m. Christmas Day. Okay. And we're going to literally, make sure that not only our generations, but generations after us remember what happened here, because Philadelphia is not going to forget what happened on May 13th, 1985.
And if I could just cut into, the thing is that not only is it about getting this generation and generations in the future to understand and remember what happened, but it's how we are presenting the project, because the project will be presented in a way that the kids will understand with good music, fashion, movement. It'll be a way where they will be like, oh wow, look at this, and show it to their friends. They can do the dances and learn still about what it was about in a fun way.
With depth.
Yeah, it's a lesson, but it's also, it's something that they will understand.
Something that's in my head. I have been to a few film festivals in the country. The last one was Martha's Vineyard and the Philadelphia 30th Annual Film Festival.
Nice.
Need you to submit this to all the African American film festivals around the country. There are a ton of them. There are a ton of them, and you're speaking about a subject matter that means a lot to a ton of people, right? We know that what happened here on May 13th, 1985 was a culmination of a group of people that believed that they should not have to put up under the stuff that was going on in Philadelphia at the time. They were different, and difference is not welcomed often. Right. And so you will hear several sides to this story. But what you also want to make sure people are aware of is those people did not deserve to die. Not like that. Not like that, right? And so we want to always humanize people, whether we agree with them or not. And I've learned so much. I remember when they named the street after the mayor, Mayor Good. And I was out there. I took a camera when I wasn't even in the media at the time. I just wanted to see.
But
and I took a camera. I did. I know. So I have an innate sense of when things are getting ready to unfold in this city. And so the fact that you are putting something in film to make sure that people never forget, even if it doesn't take off fully into the atmosphere right now, it will eventually, because you're doing something that is necessary in our history. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes. As black people in Philadelphia, as black Philadelphians, we have to be in charge of our story.
Absolutely, because if we're sitting around waiting for people to do it for us, it'll never happen.
It'll never happen, or it'll be some more stuff that it ain't got nothing to do with us.
Right.
So we have to be in charge of our story. We have to teach our kids what happened and let them know so they can carry it on.
Yes, I agree. So now you both are, working as a team here. Marcus, what do you want folks to know about black creatives in the city of Philadelphia? Because let me tell you, we have some of the most creative people in this city. It's something about the water here.
It's something in the water. It's something in the cheesesteaks. It's something in the pretzels, in the water ice.
In the attitude.
I don't know, but mother, let me tell you, Philadelphia, the black creatives here are so colorful, so diverse, and we touch every aspect of creativity. It doesn't matter what the realm is. We are doing film. We have I have my brother Brian Carter with Main Course Magazine, PHL. He has a magazine company. We have small businesses, and you know what, I do want to say that because of the whole pandemic situation, I've seen a lot of small businesses rise and come up from the ground because people had nothing else to do but sit there and grow their business. So many black creatives are out there now, and I'm trying my best as a creative and someone that has a platform to try and help other creatives get their story out there, get their business out there. Even if it doesn't have to be working necessarily on my work, it could be me helping or you know, helping each other, because people need to see the artists in other states and other areas. They become big because they have help from their own people. Philadelphia, we have a thing with us. I don't know what it is, but it's time to change the narrative.
I think Philadelphia is going through some growing pains, child. Things are shifting. I do. I think things are shifting here, whether we want it to or not. I met a Native American man in 2016 in Michigan, of all places. I was having breakfast with my husband, and he walked over to talk to us, and he said, I'll never forget him saying this. He said, every 200 years, when a country is stiff-necked and not doing what they're supposed to do, a revolution happens. America is right there on the cusp of it. So everything you see us going through, I want you all to always have your cameras rolling, because you're capturing history whether you believe it or not. In between climate change, COVID, the movement, and what's happening to us as a people, you know, all of that needs to be captured. So even it may seem mundane, capture it all. Capture it all.
Cameras always rolling.
Yes, cameras must always be rolling. I'm so proud of you all. How can they reach out to you, and how do they get to see this film that's coming up, music video / film that's coming out on Christmas Day?
Yes, so there's two projects. We have one which is Heavy as the Crown 2, which is the music video film, which is coming out November 26th, Black Friday, and that'll be out on YouTube under M.N.G Studios. That's M as in Marcus, N as in Neil, and G as in Gordon. Marcus Neil Gordon Studios. They'll be under there on YouTube. And then on December 25th for Christmas, that'll also be on the M.N.G Studios page, and also
yes, I got a website. It's www.vandaloffphiladelphia.com. You can find all of my information.
Spell it for us, please.
It's Vandal, VANDAL of Philadelphia.com.
Okay, Vandal of Philadelphia.
Yes, ma'am.
.com.
Ma'am.
Yep.
and
I'm sorry. And I just wanted to say, you know, just as a female creator out here in the city of Philadelphia, there's so much that we have to offer that people don't realize. It's not all about like violence and shooting up and all this sex everywhere.
Right.
You know, if I'm allowed to say sex on the radio, okay. I don't
Yes,
know.
you can.
Okay, because you know, I feel like there's just so much that we're missing as far as being in touch with ourselves, because it's not always about how much money we make or how much we have and how much we own. It doesn't matter. And I think people are starting to wake up somewhat, but there's no action to it.
Yes.
You know,
I think we're in this stupor of, can we really make a difference? Because the messaging has been given to us for so long around things will never shift, things will never change.
Right.
And so we're kind of in this sleeping, semi-awake kind of stupor.
Right.
I think people are going to come out of it. They're coming out of it, though.
They're coming
because
out of it.
people are really tired of going through what they're going through. I even talked to police officers who are like, oh my God, they're shooting at them too. And people have just lost their minds completely.
Yeah.
Completely.
It's absolute truth.
Yeah. And that's why, hopefully, you know, like I said, as artists, we're able to give them something where they can take that energy and use it in a positive way, because we love Philadelphia.
Yeah, we love Philly. Philly is our home.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Thank you all so much. It was a pleasure. And if they want to contribute to what you're doing, how do they do that?
Broad Street Bully, South Philly, the biz. Broad Street Bully, South Philly, the biz. Never been convicted, never caught in the case. Never brought no hardship.